something else is coming in about these 2 days that I experienced this. First, Yeshua, Jesus, was coming on really strong. So that was the first thing that happened. And then, the day after, all of these birds started dive bombing and floating around my aura. It was very interesting and just dancing around me. Even exactly at the moment that I called in Jesus, these 2 birds came flying over me just the same way as they did when they cleared my aura and they helped me to land. That's what they did. That was a recalibration from the Ascended Masters, Jesus, and Gaia. That is a miracle. He just assisted me to land further. He's assisting with this path, and that's what you were seeing. You were seeing a miracle, literally. This is how they come to assist. And you saw it. These 2 videos were recorded and posted at the same day. And that's what those 2 were. It was the proof of that shift, that Jesus came. And now I'm in a different frequency. This is the thing. And this was outside of the natural cycles of Gaia. Do you see? Because I know those cycles. And I know that Jesus came in and pulled me up in frequency. It wasn't even at the end of these 13 cycles, which is usually what stuff like that happens. That's when it usually happens. Very special what just transpired, and I'm just realizing the magnitude of it now because they're showing me. They're showing me to tell you if you didn't realize what was going on. Because this is how it is in your life too. Life will trigger something. Something will happen, which leads to something, which leads to something. And you can tell in your body what it's about. If it's uplifting, and that's what it was. After the first day, I went in, cleared so much. It was so much feelings that was getting moved out from my system. And then the next day was continuously. And then a lot of thunder, a lot of rain. What is that? Release. That came out of the effect after the channeling. This is how it can happen. These miracles that are Jesus' energy in connection with Gaia. Why is that even possible? How is that even possible? Because I am connected through and through my body. I've done the calibration that's needed between the knower and the feeler. I've calibrated enough for those 2 to be in harmony, for me to see those and to see where I'm at with calibrating those, and to be able to teach this to you and to calibrate you and see where other people are at and show you where you're at energetically. That will make so much difference in your life, because that will mean that things that you maybe have searched for a long time with, going from therapist to therapist, in just one session, you are able to just comprehend the main energies and then what it needs, which is the antidote, the remedy, is some of the opposite to steer it into balance. Right? And so that is the main goal with each human, is to balance these two energies. And so that is the reason we came through with this 28 days of consciousness shift. That is a free training that gives you some of the foundations to see things clearly so that you can get that direct connection for yourself and not be reliant on some other factor in your life, so that you truly claim back your power is one thing, but to maintain that in such a way that you got it. You got the balance. You know? You know when to speak, when to not. You know when to inject energies. You are not inhibiting yourself from exuding exactly what you need to play in order to dance with this life experience. That's what you're here to do, to fully dive into this experience and dance with it. Don't be afraid of it. Dance with it. Have fun with it. Someone messing with you? Well, why? You know, just figure it out. It's all good. We've all been through so much in our lives. And I can definitely, I definitely feel that. I've been through so much. It's been a very exciting life, actually. So far, it's been very exciting. I've had moments that I've found that, you know, I've had all kinds of feelings in the dualistic perspective. Totally. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Let's have a little sip then. So I just felt called to talk about that, because it is important. Sometimes it's not so easy to see in the moment exactly what everything is. You saw me. I was like, what's going on? You know, like the body is just mesmerized with this new behavior that's all around it. Like, what is this? The birds now, they're not like that. This was not a normal thing. What I recorded was not an everyday thing. It was something special. And it was for this body to be elevated up in frequency. Because he asked, because he prayed, because he is continuously working on elevating, on correcting himself so that he can get access to higher intelligence in the best possible way for you. So that you get this truth. It will bless your life in so many ways. That's what truth does. It might sting in the beginning if you haven't heard truth before. But if you can stand the sting, if you're in that stage, you will succeed so much. You will go so far up in frequency. If you can just, that is the training, to withstand the ego's desire to kick back. Many beings that are in the beginning stages of spirituality might still be there. Even some that have quite high level of intelligence. There is no hierarchy here, really. It is just a concept. Hierarchy is a concept. But there is it is sort of linked to hierarchy in the form of more energy. Because when you have more energy, you just embody more light by default. You know? not the ones that are pretending that they have knowledge from the mind. Full through, in full energetic openness. That's what we're inviting also you to be able to align to, which is why we came through this being with a free 28-day consciousness shift video series, where you receive one video and one task each day as a prescription to start to get familiarized and updated to some of the teachings that may have been a little bit misunderstood when it comes to the Course in Miracles. Because this being is very much aligned with the Course in Miracles, and he comprehends a lot of the content really, really well. So well, in fact, that he and we have constructed with him an updated version of that same teaching, up to date for the times, for the beings that wants to embody this change. Because there needs to be a clarification, and the beings that have studied A Course in Miracles have done a lot of clarification with me. We are working so much with your energy when you are reading that text. That is sort of like sending a beacon of light flashing in our radar to assist you with your energy field. That is what that does. Because it starts to align your mind with truth, so that your pathways vibrationally are opened. And these teachings that we're bringing through this being is a continuation of that, to fully make that a reality through these bodies. There is a comprehension here and a link that how we make the spiritual physical. And that is what we're here to do. All of these, when we have harmonized enough, all of you will receive exactly what it is that is your mission. Because it is like that. That's how it works. It is amazing. It is like Star Wars. It is like that. It's just that it's all in alignment and energy, and you're using your own physical vessel to get there. So we invite you to join the free 28-day consciousness shift to start to align some of that. After you're finished, you will be invited to join the community where we dive much deeper and where you can start to train much deeper things. There are group sessions where you can come and ask questions, get corrected, see some of these energetic patterns that many beings pass them by. It's in many beings' blind spot what we can pick up on and deliver to you, so that you can correct some of these energies finally. All right. That's what we wanted to share for this one. You blessed beings. We'll talk to you again in the next one. Ciao.